As the child grows and the brain learns more about what type of environment the child is living in, it decides what connections he needs and doesn't need to thrive in his world. The least used connections in the brain are pruned or eliminated. This is called synaptic pruning and is a necessary process to allow the brain to function as efficiently as possible. All of this means that the early years are critically important for brain development. It is the time of greatest opportunity to nurture positive, strong brain development and also the time of greatest vulnerability. Let's examine what factors lead to positive, healthy brain development, as well as factors that can inhibit healthy growth and development. Some of the factors that can affect healthy brain growth and development include gene-environment interactions, nutrition, sleep, exposure to toxic substances, diseases and disorders of the brain in early childhood, and the role of relationships. The development of the brain is largely based on the unique genetic blueprint, or DNA, that we are born with. We also know from research that the brain adapts to the environment that we are born into. While our DNA provides the body with a plan or blueprint for building the brain, the environment influences its ultimate development. Both positive and negative experiences can affect whether or not a gene in the child's DNA is activated or deactivated. The development of the brain is influenced by the raw ingredients or nutrients that the body takes in. Both the mother's diet during pregnancy and the child's diet in the early years affect a child's brain development. While the brain continues to develop into the mid-20s, we know that the most rapid periods of development are during the prenatal period and in the first few years of life. As a result, adequate nutrition during this time is particularly important. Severe malnutrition can have long-lasting negative effects on brain development by slowing the brain's growth. For example, images of the brain show that a lack of protein can inhibit brain growth. Research has shown that too much or too little vitamin A can negatively affect areas of the brain that process vision. A prenatal imbalance of iron or vitamin B12 can lead to challenges in processing insulin, leading to cognitive impairment. While much is still unknown about how different nutrients affect brain development, it is clear that a balanced diet is key to building healthy brains. Amazingly, the brain doesn't quit working when the lights go out. Through imaging techniques, neuroscientists can see that certain regions of the brain are just as active during resting periods as other parts are during awake periods. Adequate sleep has been found to be extremely important for brain growth and development, particularly deep or REM sleep. During sleep, the brain is beginning the process of moving information into different parts of memory. Not only is sleep necessary for this organization and understanding to happen, it is believed that sleep boosts our overall mental ability. This means that it is important to provide children, certainly under 3 years old and often older, with nap times during the day. Even short naps will boost mental ability, and it is vital to ensure that children get a good night's sleep. It is important for parents to use consistent sleep routines. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommended children get this much sleep every day. For infants ages 4 to 12 months, 12 to 16 hours. For toddlers ages 1 to 2 years, 11 to 14 hours. And preschoolers 3 to 5 years old still need between 10 and 13 hours of sleep every day. Too little sleep in the first few years of life has been linked to cognitive deficits and hyperactivity in first grade. Insufficient sleep in infancy is also linked to obesity in preschool and beyond. Some substances used by the mother during pregnancy can negatively affect brain development. Harmful substances include alcohol, cigarettes, drugs such as cocaine or methamphetamine, some prescription drugs, and more. While all of these substances are quite harmful to the developing fetal brain, alcohol has been found to have particularly devastating effects when it results in fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, or FASD. When alcohol enters a fetus's bloodstream, it affects the developing brain's ability to form the neurons properly, interfering with how they communicate. FASD has been linked to cognitive impairment, social emotional regulation issues, hyperactivity, and attentional challenges. Nicotine found in cigarettes restricts oxygen delivery to the fetus and is associated with cognitive challenges. Amphetamines such as cocaine, methamphetamine, and Ritalin affect the communication between neurons. Use of these substances during pregnancy is associated with children experiencing challenges in regulating attention, hyperactivity, and mood. Prescription drugs can also affect prenatal brain development. Women who could be pregnant should advise their doctors before receiving any prescription to ensure that it is safe for the fetus. Relationships that very young children have with their regular providers play a powerful role in brain growth and development. These experiences children have with their primary providers during this time have the power to shape the structure and alter the functions of the brain. This brings us to the concept of attachment, which is defined as the enduring bond children form with their regular caregivers based on the experiences they have with those primary adults in their lives, beginning in the early years. Classical attachment theory sets forth that our early relationships with our caregivers influence our expectations of relationships throughout our lives. Secure attachments result when primary caregivers are consistently sensitive and responsive to children's physical and emotional needs. The sense of safety children feel in these secure relationships allows them to focus their energy on exploring their environment. Research shows that very young children who do not have the benefit of a secure attachment tend to have trouble with emotional processing, sensory processing, and cognition. Another important finding from attachment research is that the quality of the relationship between parent and child has an effect on how children deal with stress. Also, how children handle stress is a major factor that influences their overall development and functioning. How does stress affect your body and mind? Does your heart race? Do you experience an upset stomach, a headache? Do you get cranky, fly off the handle, or shut down? Stress is the physical and emotional response a person has to events and experiences.